Welcome to the Netherlands. With an approximate population of 16.9 million, the Netherlands is located directly north of Germany and west of Belgium, and the capital of the Netherlands is most famously known as Amsterdam. On the demographic sides of things, the majority of the population is Dutch, putting it at 78.6%. So, on the political side of things, we're going to start with the monarch of the Netherlands, which is King William Alexander. He's the head of state, he's the president of the Council of State, and he's governed by the Constitution. The king is inviolable, and the ministers are responsible. The Prime Minister of Netherlands is Mark Rutte since 2010. He's the Minister of General Affairs, President of the Cabinet. He's accountable for the Royal House. And he also meets with the king once a week to discuss government policy. Healthcare costs in the US are almost more than double that they are in the Netherlands. The Netherlands has invested $305 billion in the USA, but the USA has more than doubled that at $753 billion that they've invested into the Netherlands, showing that they have invested more than half what the Netherlands has in the US. The GDP in the Netherlands was the highest in 2008 at 936 and the lowest in 2015 at 750. Netherlands Index Economic Freedom Score for 2017 shows to be 75.8. Here's a chart that shows you how the Federal Constitutional Court, the State Constitutional Court in the Netherlands is all put together and connected. The Netherlands versus the USA. The government type in the Netherlands deals with the constitutional monarchy versus the USA, which deals with the federal republic and a strong democratic tradition. The administrative divisions in the Netherlands deals with 12 provinces versus the US, which is 50 states and 1 district. The executive branch in the Netherlands consists of the Council of Ministers appointed by the monarch versus the US, which is a cabinet appointed by the president with the Senate approval. The legal system in the Netherlands deals with civil law system based on the French system versus the US, which is common law system based on English common law at the federal level.
The Netherlands consists of a mostly free market with the most recent gross national income totaling $832.6 billion and a GNI per capita of $49,166 and a growth rate of 1.9%. Both the United States and the Netherlands have almost the same level of economic freedom, although the Netherlands has seen a trend of increasing its economic freedom index. The Netherlands has consistently been increasing along the Human Development Index and is ranked among the top developed countries in the world. FDI outflows for the Netherlands has sharply increased between 2014 and 2015, but began its decline from 2015 to 2016. And FDI inflows are steadily on the rise. The euro has appreciated against the dollar in recent years. Top 5 trade partners for the Netherlands include Germany, Belgium, the United Kingdom, France, and the United States. Products of the Netherlands include animals, vegetables, fuels, chemicals, plastics and rubbers, metals, as well as machine and electrical components. Top imports for the Netherlands include telephone apparatuses, natural gases, and petroleum oils. Inflation is currently at 0.2%, and the country remains economically stable.
The Netherlands has a population of just over 17 million people with a growth rate of just 0.4% according to UN statistics. The majority of citizens fall between the ages of 40 and 69, with a median age of 42.5 years of age. The Netherlands is comprised of mainly Dutch citizens, accounting for almost 80% of the total population. Citizens from other European countries account for the largest non-native ethnic group at just over 5%. While the official language of the Netherlands is Dutch, many citizens also speak a foreign language. In fact, English has become so prevalent that it is recognized in certain regions. However, all official business and administrative activities employ the Dutch language. While Roman Catholicism is the most popular religion in the Netherlands, accounting for a third of its religious population, recent studies have shown that the majority of citizens now identify as irreligious. An evaluation of 2015 PISA scores revealed that the Netherlands outperformed the OECD average in all categories and spends roughly 5.5% of its annual GDP on education. This strong focus on education has earned the Netherlands the rank of 5th among all PISA participating countries. An analysis of the Netherlands according to Edward T. Hall's cultural typology shows the Netherlands falls on the low context end of the scale, meaning most communication is explicitly stated and it is less likely for misunderstandings to occur. An evaluation of the Geert Hofstede's cultural dimensions shows the Netherlands ranks comparably to the US in all but two categories. The Netherlands is a feminine society, which means there is a greater emphasis on cooperation and quality of life, and the Netherlands is also more long-term oriented than the US. This means citizens favor pragmatism and embrace change more than the US, which emphasizes tradition. When evaluated using Fons Trompenaar's 7 dimensions of culture, the Netherlands only significantly deviates from the Western average in the internal versus external dimension. The Netherlands scores higher on the internal dimension than the average, but not as high as the US. This means the Dutch believe they control their own fate and success is determined by hard work.
Considered one of the most wired countries in the world, the Netherlands is Europe's hotspot for leading information and communications technology companies, and ranks number 3 on the 2017 Global Innovation Index, rising 6 spots from the previous year. As one of the world's most innovative countries, they outpace the United States, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany, and many more. Gross domestic spending on research and development is defined as the total expenditures on research and development carried out by all resident companies, research institutes, universities, and government laboratories. If we look at the graph and focus on the last 8 years of Netherlands' gross domestic spending on research and development, we can see it has significantly increased since 2008. Secondly, let's look at the number of journal articles published. Scientific and technical journal articles refer to the number of articles published in the following fields: physics, biology, chemistry, mathematics, clinical medicine, biomedical research, engineering and technology, and earth sciences. The latest collection of data occurred in 2013. If we look at the graph, we can see the number of scientific journal articles from the Netherlands has increased from 20,733 in 2004 to 30,412 in 2013, growing at an average annual rate of 4.41%. Lastly, let's look at the number of patent applications over time from the residents and non-residents of the country. The Netherlands' patent applications are fairly low compared to the United States. They began in 1990 with a combined total of 2,911 and saw a spike in 2005 of 2,716, but then continued to decline with a combined total of 2,494 in 2015. The Environmental Performance Index is a method of qualifying and numerically marking the environmental performance of different countries. Out of 178 countries, the Netherlands came in at 11th place with a score of 77.75 in 2014. Just 2 years later, in 2016, the Netherlands jumped to a score of 81.21 but fell in rank to 36th place. By looking at the graph, you can see the Netherlands had outscored the United States until 2016. As of 2016, they have a positive 10-year trend of 2.45%. The Environmental Performance Index uses 9 indicators to rank a country's environmental performance. These 9 indicators are health impacts, air quality, water and sanitation, water resources, agriculture, forests, fisheries, biodiversity and habit, and climate and energy. The graph compares the environmental indicator scores of the Netherlands and the United States in 2016. The Netherlands only outranks the United States in water resources, forests, and biodiversity and habit. This would explain the drastic decline in the Netherlands Environmental Performance Index in 2016.
As for the legal section of pestle analysis, we can see the Netherlands rank near the top in regulatory quality, meaning regulation of rules and laws is consistent and just. The Netherlands ranks significantly higher than the United States in this measure. Following that, we see the Netherlands again ranking high in rule of law, with a significant jump around 2009. This bodes well for consistent application of law. The United States ranks considerably lower overall, but especially more recently. And lastly, we see the Netherlands rank relatively high in property rights, which has great implications for proprietary business operations. This mark is slightly higher compared to the United States. The legal systems differ between the two countries in that, generally speaking, a code of laws dictates action as opposed to precedent, like we would see in the United States. Continuing into SWOT analysis, we can see the Netherlands offers opportunities for FDI considering great global market access via ports and attractiveness for foreign research and development. Strengths consist of successful long-term socio-economic performance, strong export performance, and focus on education. Now, some weaknesses may be relatively low share of exports to Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These markets are growing and need to be explored more. Another weakness is subpar productivity in some sectors. And lastly, some threats to FDI could be a large amount of offshoring of production, strong competition for international talent, and some conflicts with the EU.